हो. हा.
ओके सर. ओके सर.
हा सर.
मला होस्ट केलं बरं का मी अनलाईक केलं ग्रुपवर टाकून.
बरं, मी काय म्हणतो, एक
हा बोला ना.
विचारायचं होतं तुम्हाला. आता
बोला ना.
युट्यूब लाईव्ह केलेलं आहे तुम्ही, याला स्टॉप करू का सध्या, नंतर सुरू करू का?
नाही मग पुन्हा मलाच करावं लागेल ते.
अच्छा, तुम्हालाच करावं लागते है ना.
हा
बरं ठीक आहे, जाऊ द्या मग, सुरू राहू द्या, जाऊ द्या.
हा ठीक आहे. फक्त होस्ट तुम्हाला केलं.
हो, काही अडचण नाही,
ओके ओके.
तुम्ही
तुम्ही
पण
कुठून?
जॉईनच राहणार आहेत ना?
हो आहे 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 आहे.
ठीक आहे, ठीक आहे, चालेल.
मला फक्त 1 तास प्रॉब्लेम आहे, नंतर काही नाही.
काही अडचण नाही सर, काही अडचण नाही. तुमचे कामं
ओके
करा निवांत. मी इमर्जन्सीत लावेल तुम्हाला, जर अडचण आली तर, नाही तर
ओके
लावणारच.
ओके
ठीक.
ओके.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning,
Guruvarya,
Vaksar. Good morning.
good morning, good morning. Guruvarya, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sir, good morrow and welcome.
Good morning.
ये
Yes.
सभी ज्वाइन होने के पहले यही लैंग्वेज चलेगी.
Yes. Afterwards also. Good morning is the English word. It is not Marathi or Hindi word.
From which country?
It is from English.
It is
It is
Tomorrow.
English word. It is tomorrow. Tomorrow मालूम है?
Yes.
Tomorrow.
yeah.
Like that.
वैसे
Good morrow.
ऐसा. Okay.
Vaksar.
Only
Sir,
two mates, two inmates are there.
will be joined shortly.
How
What?
many?
There
Okay.
are 100
They will.
people on this Zoom platform, and more than 100 are on the
Who
YouTube
is the
platform.
operator? Who is the operator
Pardon,
now?
please.
Vaksar is
Who is the
Me?
operator?
Vaksar.
Yes,
Yes,
okay.
myself. I am operator.
Okay. You operator to involve them.
Yeah, right. Or how you are going to present the session, by which
I,
medium, mobile or laptop?
Both media are required. The reason is to talk and to present PPTs.
Yes.
बापरे,
Okay,
किती वेळा घेतला? Okay.
no problem. I may co-host.
खर्चाला जॉईन मग त्याच्यावरून पीपीटी तरी प्रेझेंट करता आली. पीपीटी त्याला सेंड करायला लागेल.
Sir,
स्लो आहे तो फार. हा.
I made you co-host so that you may be able to present.
I am
Guru.
गावी सर काय म्हणतात?
Hello.
Ha, Gavit sir.
हा.
I am going to
Yes, sir.
introduce
Good
you.
morning.
If
गुड मॉर्निंग. यू आर अ घोस्ट.
notices are there.
Yes, sir.
होस्ट नॉट घोस्ट.
No, I listen all. What is it? I don't know. Sir, ghost nahi hai.
यू आर अ घोस्ट. थांबा
No,
बोलू
sir.
नका. वेट थांबा. वेट
I am your student. Then who I am? You can tell me. बनकर सर, लिंक आपल्या त्या ग्रुपमध्ये टाकून दिली तरी चालेल.
टाकली.
ठीक.
Vaksar, I am audible.
Yeah, you are.
वाघ सर
हम्म.
सरांना स्क्रीन शेअर डिसेबल आहे तर एनेबल करा बरं.
नाही, कोहोस्ट म्हटल्यानंतर काही विषयच नाही आला सर त्याचा.
हो का? एक मिनिट.
हम्म. डिसेबल तिथूनच असते ते, प्रॉब्लेम इथून नाही येत.
गुड मॉर्निंग वाघ सर.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर, व्हेरी गुड मॉर्निंग.
तर होतीये का स्क्रीन शेअर? हॅलो.
व्हॉट्सअपला पाठवू का हे वाघ सर?
पाठवा मला व्हॉट्सअपला 74च्या नंबरवर.
ओके ओके 74च्या. हाय मला करा, हाय हाय करा, हाय.
ओके ओके लगेच. आपला 94च्या नंबरवर ना सर? हाय पाठवलं. 94चा नंबर जो आहे ना त्यावरती.
नाही अजून. हो. मला डिस्टर्ब करू नये.
लेकरं डिस्टर्ब करतच असतात तो.
हा वाघ सर, आय हॅव शेअर नाव.
ओके सर ओके.
घेतला ना हेडफोन कानात टाका. त्याचा हेडफोन कशाला कानात टाका? ते किती वाजता संपेल हे? बरं ठीक आहे, ते दरवाजा जरासा ओढून घ्या ना. हे हे कुठे काय झालं? नो इथं क्लिक करा. हा येस नीट आहे.
त्याला स्क्रीन शेअर करायला.
हा वाघ सर प्लीज शेअर स्क्रीन.
ओके सर ओके.
आणि मी नेक्स्ट म्हटलं की प्लीज
हो
आहे.
शुअर सर.
ओके या
ओके
यस
सुरू करू.
तुमचं सुरू करा तिकडचं. यस मोबाईल राहू दे.
सर
नको,
गावित
नको.
सरांना कोस्ट बनवतो म्हणजे तुम्हाला काही अडचण आली
Yes.
तर लगेच तिथूनही सुरू करता येतात. नेटवर्क एरर जरा
हा हा आले तर तसं काही येणार नाही.
नाही येणार, नाही नक्कीच नाही येणार.
नाही येणार. आय होप सो.
शुअर सर.
येस.
गावित सर जॉईन झालेत का? गावित सर जॉईन झालेत का? नाही का?
सर नाही जॉईन झाले. ते आज आमच्याकडे व्हायवा आहे ना,
ठीक आहे,
तिकडे
ठीक आहे.
बिझी आहे.
ओके. Just we will 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes we'll start.
Yes.
Sir, I sent link for
Yes,
YouTube
why
link.
not? We Okay. Gavi sir, come here. Gavi sir. हे फोटो असा कसा यायला लागला? हा इकडे कसा फोटो यायला लागला?
तो मागचा येतो
हा?
मागचा येतो.
नाही हा यायला लागला.
सर कॅमेरा खाली घ्या, तुमच्या समोर घ्या.
असं आहे का? बघ. नाही.
लॅपटॉप आहे का? लॅपटॉप आहे का सर?
हो.
लॅपटॉपला समोर उघडा सर.
हो हे इथलं इथे.
हा?
हा
हा
करेक्ट.
कॅमेरा चालू आहे.
येस
Yes.
याचा कॅमेरा चालू आहे हेच.
अरे हो. येस येस. येस.
झालं ना?
झालं. ओके ओके.
Sir, shall we start now?
Yes, why not?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. शिंदे सर, सुरू करायचंय?
सर एक 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 मिनिट हा, लिंक शेअर करतो.
बनकर सर तुम्ही थांबा म्हटलेत का?
लिंक शेअर नाही झाली म्हणतात ग्रुपला,
बर एकदा करा.
मीटिंग ग्रुपला. हो
ओके.
केली. ओके.
ठाकरे सर, गुड मॉर्निंग.
गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग. शाहपुरकर सर, गुड मॉर्निंग.
गुड मॉर्निंग साखरे सर.
नमस्ते नमस्ते.
नमस्कार.
ठाकरे सर, नमस्ते नमस्ते.
नमस्कार नमस्कार. वेअर आर यू? हाऊ आर यू?
I am fine and I am in my cabin.
ओके 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 ओके.
Yeah.
So,
Sir, I am ready.
okay. Thank you, sir. So, very good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 8th day of our 10 days online National Research Methodology Workshop. I hope you have been finding the session insightful and enriching so far. Yesterday, we delve into social work research in tribal studies, and moral research and moral responsibilities, respectively. Our experts provided incredible insights, and I'm sure many of us uh, left inspired with new ideas to implement in our research project. Today, we have also an exciting line of obsession that promise to take us deeper into use of various tools in social research and very important that is use of SPSS in social research. So stay tuned for the same. I'm sure that you wouldn't want to miss it. For the first session update, we are honored to have with us versatile and dynamic personality, Dr. Purushottam Shapurkar sir, to enlighten us through use of various tools in social research in the first and the second session respectively. Sir, on behalf of Sri Saraswati College of Social Work, Washim, our organizing team, and all enthusiastic participants, I, Ashok Wagh, warmly welcome you to this session. Also, I would like to mention here that the workshop is broadcasting on the both platform. One is Zoom meeting and YouTube Live platform, as well as participants are also from the various state across the India. So I request you, please, while delivering the session, use English or Hindi language only. With this, it's give me immense pleasure to introduce our distinguished resource person for the 8th day of our research methodology workshop, Dr. Shapurkar sir. He is an accomplished academician with an extensive background in social work, education, and research. He holds multiple advanced degrees, including MA, MSc, MSW, STATE, and PhD, showcasing his dedication to continuous learning and excellence. Currently, sir is serving as in-charge principal of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University College of Social Work, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, and also has played pivotal role in promoting social work education and research across the country. Also, his contribution include participation in over 30 conferences and workshops at national and international levels, where he has presented paper on significant topics such as women empowerment, curriculum reforms, social challenges, and democratic decentralization, etc. Also, sir, have authored two books. Uh, One of them is Introduction to Social Work Profession, and another is Samaj Karya Ek Drustik Chef. Both are also very famous in the Maharashtra and across the country. Leadership in academic programs, including coordinating pre-PhD courses on social work and the thoughts of Phule, Shahu, and Ambedkar. Sir has also been a resource person for a prestigious institution, delivering lecture in workshop, seminar, and competitive examination preparation. His expertise and dedication have earned him various leadership roles, such as chairperson of the ad hoc committee social work at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, and membership uh, in academic boards at SRTM University Nanded and Cyber University Kolhapur. Uh, Today, sir will enlighten us through the topic use of various tools in social research. So, without further ado, because his 25 years or 26 years span of life, I can't introduce in such short time. Without further ado, I request Dr. Shapurkar sir. Sir, please enlighten us. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
In the beginning of this 8th day of research methodology, I want to express my sincere thanks to organizer, particularly Saraswati College of Social Work, Wasim. College has given me opportunity to connect more than now on screen near about 54
65.
participants are more than that. So it is, I consider it is an opportunity to me to connect or to remain in connection with such academician platform. So it is very important. So really I consider myself as I am actually stakeholder of this 10-day workshop, because it will give opportunity or it will also enlighten me, particularly to gain certain things, new ideas from respondents or from the participants. So I am really thankful to organizer, especially Wag sir, Bankar sir, principal sir, and all team who are the main, what we can say, organizer, or who are the main designer of this 10 days workshop. Friends, in the beginning only I say good morrow. Good morrow, it is a special word which is used in English dictionary, specially for not saying namaste or good morning. That is, it is not in-depth sense of awakening or saying to others respect, but the word which is specially used to awaken spiritually. So I am using the word good morrow, everyone. The reason is that we will spiritually awake to know the concepts which are essential for researchers in social sciences. The things I want to discuss with you, which are very basic while conducting research. First is tool designing and how that tool is designed. We have to see this part in this session. There are two sessions which have been offered to me, particularly to share my views with you. So again, I am saying the morning is always good. In the morning session, I have received opportunity to discuss with you. I express my sincere thanks, particularly for offering opportunity to me by the college and the organizer or sponsor authority like ISSR or participants like you. But I must express thanks of this virtual dais because it has offered opportunity to link or to remain in connection with you. So I must express the virtual dais my sincere thanks, particularly to Zoom meeting. The reason is that there is one Doha, particularly given by Kabir. You know, Kabir is well known for Doha. नथनी दी यार ने सिमरन बोली बार बार. नथनी दी यार ने सिमरन बोली बार बार, लेकिन जिसने दिया नाक उसको भूल गई नाक. यानी नाक तो निर्मिक ने देवता ने दिया है, नथनी हस्बैंड ने दी थी. She was expressing thanks particularly for her husband, but not for the creator. So though opportunity has been given to me by organizer college, but actual opportunity has been also given by the virtual dais like Zoom. So I must express sincere thanks to such virtual dais also. Okay. So now I want to continue my views regarding data collection. You know, data collection is a core part of research because without data, research cannot go ahead. So to go ahead, there is a need of data. And data means what? It is a fuel of research. That is, research can move ahead. We can find certain new outcomes or certain findings with the help of data. So data is actually fuel. Without that fuel, engine of research cannot go ahead. So it is one thing that is data is essential, particularly to go ahead in the activity of research. But data is, though fuel for research, tool for collection of data or tools for collection of data, those are catalyst for conducting research. So what is meant by tool and how it is catalyst, we have to see first. Tool means what? Tool means it is a strategy or it is a way of collecting data. So the data which is essential to move ahead, that is nothing but a tool. And this tool is a catalyst. You know what is meant by catalyst? Catalyst is a subject which can speed up the reaction but cannot participate in the reaction. Like that, what you want to find, what you want to study in the research can be channelized, can be means move ahead with the help of this data. So tool is a catalyst, and that tool you find either at the last of research or it is silent throughout research. Means you will not get frequently what is there inside. You will get results, you will get what findings, but tool is a passive or silent. So it is a catalyst. I am saying it is a catalyst. The reason is that its role is to collect data. So actual participation in the research is taken by the questions or like that. But tool means which are the methods used to collect data. These are essential to understand. So which are the tools? Number of times we consider a tool means observations, questionnaire, schedule, visits, such type of methods we consider as a tool. Or secondary, like that, which are ready-made data sources like documents, publications, or records, we consider them as a tool. Okay. So these are the tools essential to go ahead, particularly in research. And these research tools we have to develop. It is our intellectual creation, particularly used to collect data. Means tool is our intellectual creation. Means we think and prepare themselves, or we utilize such a type of weapons to collect data. So it is our intellectual creation to conduct research. So what is meant by tool? It is a tool means it is one type of method particularly used to collect data. And generally we consider like that there are primary and secondary tools. But tool designing is a very important part. We know that. Generally we consider that tool means primary, secondary tool. But tool designing, which is an important aspect of any research, and it is important, significant step to conduct research. So while conducting research, we have to think that we have to design tool. Okay. So tool designing means what? We have to see. That is a question framing, or we can say that is a developing tool, question designing, or tool designing, which is an important aspect in research. Now, what is meant by that, or how it is started? Number of time it is seen that for data collection means it is a next step to research methodology, or which is a part of research methodology, that is after introduction or writing a reintroduction in the research and conducting or collecting reviews which are relevant to your research. We consider it is a third step of research, or like that. But it is not like that. Actually, tool design begins with framing of question or problem formulation. So it comes along with formulation of the problem, directly or indirectly. That is, the tool design begins with formulation of the problem. When there is a certain topic in your mind, along with that creation of the topic, there is a creation of tool designing, directly or indirectly. So I consider, or we have to consider, tool design begins with problem formulation, directly or indirectly, because when we decide topic, when we decide title, indirectly there are such question in minds how to complete or how to conduct this research. And this how to means it is nothing but indirect expression of tool designing. So tool designing is nothing but it is a way of getting important sources of data information, and it begins with our formulation of the problem. Because when we decide topic, when we decide title, then we ask certain WH in that process, or we ask ourselves how to conduct, where to conduct, what should be received, or what should be studied. All those questions are nothing but designing tool, framing questions. Designing tool means framing questions, and these questions are nothing but a way of designing tool. For example, when we think about any trip, that time we consider where to go. That is, questions begin like that: where to go, what to see, okay, where to stay. All those questions are raised in mind. Like that, in research also, same thing happens. When title is there in your mind, in the beginning, what happens? A big area, a macro area comes before you. That is, on the base of your taste, interest, you decide a topic. area, welfare area, children development, or like that. And it is a macro area. Then you consider the topic in macro sense, then you go, or while your discussion with expert, guide, friend, you come to know that it is a very big in size. Then you fragmentize, or you subdivide your areas, and you decide your title in a micro sense, and you finalize the topic. And this path leads you to go particularly to find information. So tool designing in wider sense begins with formulation of the problem, that is defining title or framing title of your research. Okay, so it is the first part, tool designing. That is, certain questions are raised in mind, and these questions are transformed to develop questions or to develop certain statement essential for collection of the data. Framing, I am particularly focusing on tool designing. Okay, you know, tools means primary, secondary, like that, but how it begins or how questions are raised. The first step is nothing but problem formulation. Second step is what? Second step of any research is nothing but review of literature. Number of time it is seen that, what is seen? Number of time it is seen that researches are shown different with the help of review of literature. Means mind research is how it is different from others research, or the scope of mind research, scope of researchers research, how it is. It is particularly derived from review of literature. But indirectly, when you go through number of researches, when you take a review of available literature which is relevant to your research, indirectly you do what? You do indirectly one type of collection of data. That is, you collect data indirectly from that review of literature. That is a new idea, new insight, and question framing sources you receive from review of literature. So review of literature is also one part of research framing, research question framing or tool designing. So it is an important step to tool design, that is nothing but review of literature. Because every person has certain limitations to go ahead or to see a particular topic in broad sense. So you will get more insight, or you will go deeper in that subject when you take a review of other research. For example, you are conducting research on use of media by children or use of media by youth, social media. Then in your mind, there are certain questions like how many times, or for particular how many period use of mobile, use of laptop is there by the respondent, like that. Or what do you see on screen of mobile or laptop with the help of media, like that. Such questions are there. But when you see others' researches, then you will come to know, "Arey, there are certain questions like that. After awaking in the morning, at what time or at what minute or at what time you take your mobile to see the screen or to see the message like that." Such type of wider thinking you get if you read others' researches. So to make enriched data collection tool, you have to read others' questions also. You have to go through researches which are available already. They can enrich your thinking capacity and conducting research capacity. That is, competency can be increased with the help of review of literature. So designing tool means not it is only our intellectual thinking, but it is also collaboration, or what we can say, it is also assistance of other reviews which can assist you to frame a good questions or good tool. So essential thing is that you have to take a reviews of number of things. And in broader sense, I can say, in order to collect sound data, you have to go not only local or national level researches, but you have to see international level research. The differences can be observed, you can find when you go through international, national, and local level researches. So it is very important while framing tool. And it is a second aspect. That is, it is a preparatory part of tool designing, I can say. The first is you have to ask to your title. Then second is you have to go through review of literature. And it can be done with the help of your competence, particularly to understand the process of research. So the real things of data collection begins after designing tool. Number of times I have seen researchers remain in confusion that how to design tool. And it is a core part. Number of times it is said that how many questions should be there, what to be done, or like that. But the important thing is that the title framing which is there for the research, it should be from your mind. It should not be borrowed. Unfortunately, it is happening in India. That is, we borrow the title. You should not borrow the title because it will be not go in deeper. So you go, suppose you want to go in deep, then it should be from your mind. Mind is the only ethical part of your conducting research. That is, it will support. And suppose you will borrow research title from other, then it is idea of other person. It is not your own idea. So what should be the content of that research process will not be generated in your mind. You can take assistant of expert or guide like that to shape a proper title. But idea should be from your mind. Then it will be proper and tool framing, tool designing will be okay. So what I want to say, tool design begins with problem formulation, a review of literature, because in the review of literature, when you go through number of researches, then you get number of ideas. You find number of hypotheses, number of objectives, aims, like that. And these objectives, aims, and hypotheses are real assistance, or these are the real part which assist you to frame tool, because you get new ideas from that objective which are framed by other ways of thinking given by the researcher. Okay. So what I was sharing, as what I was sharing about title. So title should be from your own, what we can say, innate will or mind. It will assist you. The second thing is what? There are number of questions from researcher. That is, how many questions should be there, or what should be done for designing tool. Then you have to categorize your research. What you have to categorize? Either it is a qualitative research or quantitative or interdisciplinary, or that is a inclusive of that, both qualitative and quantitative. Number of time case studies are also conducted, taken, or like that action research are also nowadays taken, empirical studies are also taken. You have to go through that type of classification, and with the help of expert, with the help of a guide, categorize that. What you have to categorize? You have to categorize which kind of research you are going to complete. That is, whether it is a survey, whether it is action research, or it is a case study. If these methods are clear, then it will be a good way to conduct research or to collect data. So for that purpose, what is needed? The needed thing is that you have to categorize your research. On that basis, you will frame your tool. The next part is, which is very important, that how many questions should be included, or how to take that questions. One researcher met me and she told, "Sir, I am conducting research on depression and I am too much confused in this regard because there is no source to frame a tool. And my guide is also too busy. And how to move ahead?" Then I gave a path to her. That is, where there is a will, there is a way. Nowadays, you are very lucky. After emergence of this 21st century, the researchers, I consider they are very lucky person, because there is a availability of tremendous data on screen only. There is no need to go elsewhere. Only think that ethical ways of conducting research remains, but you get number of ideas from your screen. So depression related document depression related researches. Suppose such words you type on screen, then you get tremendous sources of data. It is one way. Second way, it is the offline way. You have to go library. There are well-equipped libraries in universities. On the base of your title, you can categorize books. Suppose the depression, it is a psychological or mental health aspect. Then you see related publications which are available with the help of catalog or like that. And it is very easier to go ahead. You read such title, you can collect data with the help of, you can frame the tool with the help of such reading. So in university libraries or metropolitan cities libraries, you will get well-equipped libraries or the source of information. So if there is a will, there is a way. Only for fun purpose, I am sharing example. Do not take other words of that example. Suppose one boy is there traveling from Dadar to Chhatrapati Shivaji terminal, and he is a Shah Rukh Khan like that fellow, and he is traveling by local from Dadar to CST. Okay, and he is standing in the door of that tunnel or like that train, and opposite side from CS2 to Kalyan or like that one local is going on, and that fellow observe that there is one beautiful girl traveling which is there in that opposite train, and he liked that girl, but problem is that she is not in that same local, she is there in opposite local, and she is traveling in opposite direction, but he wanted to meet her. Then how it is possible? How it is possible? We will consider now there is no way to meet her because she is in next train and he is in opposite train, and there is no source of getting data of her or information related with her. But if there is a will, there is a way. When he thought to meet her, that time he observed that that fair lady was in a dress which was of uniform type, means it is a dress code of a college. It is one thinking way. Afterwards, there was apron on that dress which was white, means that fair lady belonged to or fair girl belonged to any medical college. Then he thought that it is a way to think that is Kalyan side, which are the medical colleges. Okay. With the help of that, he categorized that there is only one medical college there on that route. He observed, or with the experience, he thought like that. So to reach or to meet her, Next day, he thought to travel by using that. So secondly, he thought that at what time she was traveling. So he thought about that time, and with the help of that traveling, he found the college and that girl also. So when you think like that, how to collect data, you have to think intellectually how to collect, where to go, like that. Only I shared this example when we feel that I am blank one. Then do not think like that. You are not blank. There are number of sources. When there is a will, there is a way. Or when you are needy one, then need is a mother of any, what we can say, creation, innovation, like that. You have seen in history of science or like that. Then like that you have to think, and then you will develop a good design. So it is very important while framing that how tool is essential and how tool is framed. Second thing is what? You must become a researcher like Chinese person, or researcher or youth from China. I always say that researcher must be like a youth of China. There is a difference between the youth of India and youth of China. There is a less, or we can say there is no unemployment among youth. This is due to the good research capacity developed among youth. And you know, nowadays our government is also in search of such youth generation. And you are at the front of this canvas, or you are in this era where such a type of youth required to our government also. So while designing a tool, you become youth of China. You become like youth of China. How it is possible? Real researches are born when youth are enthusiastic, or need-based research when you think, or from your mind it is generated. Then how it is possible? I am sharing another example. You are a youth. Majority researcher are youth, and you have to take that sense from youth of China. The youth from China, they are very enthusiastic fellow. Suppose I ask you, what? Do you know festivals of China? Then you will respond, sorry sir, I don't know. But anybody asks to youth of China, do you know festivals of the world? Definitely they will say yes. In India, Makaran Sankranti, Pongal, Bihu, are like that, which are festivals. These are same one. There is a kite in there are kites in the sky in these days, and it is a source of our business. So kites, manja, threads, which are essential for that festival, which are produced in China and they are sold in India, but we don't know how it is from China. It is not accident one. Number of teams from youth researcher from China used to come in India and conduct research on the base of essential things. So firstly, what they do, they read available sources. So available books are also source of our designing. That is, youth of China read that in India, festival like Ganesha, festival like Diwali, festival like Makar Sankranti, which are celebrated in India with the help of certain idols, certain monument like that. For that purpose, they read what is essential for each festival, what is done in that festival. They read in that book. Like that, you are conducting a particular research, then you read book related with that, because your competency can be increased if you read books related with your topic. So available researches are not only the part of framing research or framing tools, research tool. So books related with that you have to read, you will come to know deeper sense of that topic. Means before conducting research in India, youth of China firstly read book. They collect data which is essential to do actual research. So your rehearsal for presenting drama, there is a need of good rehearsal. So you have to also take such efforts of rehearsal of framing tool. Okay. I am giving ways to define or develop tool. Like that China youth, what you have to do? You have to do, that is, you have to read number of books or background which is there for your researches. For Diwali, for Ganpati festival, for Makar Sankranti special, what is required? Ganesha idol. Now these idols are from China. For Diwali, that lamps, which are from China. Threads, manja like that, or kites, they are from China. What happened behind that? Research and research tools which were designed by youth of China. Okay. That is, ethically, suppose you have to do good research, then ethically you have to read a good one also to shape your research. So for shaping your research, what you have to do? You have to read background of that research, or the knowledge which is already existed, you have to go through. Then you can reach, you can make yourself well equipped to conduct research, and it is a part of designing tool. So youth from China used to come in India. They observe. Observation is also one part of tool design, or it is a method of tool. The framing, or what we can say, data collection. They observe, they discuss, they conduct interviews, are like that. But about that purpose, they go through number of sources available earlier in the books on or from the sources like that. So they have conducted good researches also. So firstly, in your mind, for framing researches, good ideas should be generated from your side. You should not change only area of the conducting research by keeping same title done earlier. In India, it happens. Study of self-help group in Partur. And Partur is replaced by Fulambari, like that. Same is there. But there is no innovation or there is no creation, new creation. Ethically, while defining your framing, what you have to do, you go through and you will frame good. So your ideas for framing title should be innovative. Such ideas can assist you to go ahead. Otherwise, it's very difficult to go. So it is the second part I said, that is, firstly, I gave example of Shahrukh, how to go to the destination, and that is a tool framing. And secondly, how to generate in mind with the help of youth of China. They conduct like that. So it is very essential to go ahead while thinking like that. Then third part, which is essential, I have shared two examples. Third part, which is essential. Number of time what happens, while framing tool, the problem is related with respondent. Actually, I have seen there are such researchers, they remain confused from whom I have to collect information. So who are the actual respondent? So third part is deciding respondent. On that basis, tool framing process becomes easier. Okay. So third part, which is very important, that is a defining respondent. Okay. Defining respondent is a very important aspect of framing tool. And with the help of that, it is essential to categorize our respondent. For example, nowadays in our surrounding, we are observing that there are number of cases of atrocities or crime against female children, or what we can say, adolescent girls, like that. And suppose you have to find causes and impact of such crimes against adolescent girls or girls, then such studies, when you think, then which are actual respondent of our research. In your mind, topic is like that, you want to conduct research on such type of crime against adolescent girls, then firstly in your mind, that the topic is on causes and impacts of crimes against adolescent girls. Naturally, you consider that who are the sufferer? They are the main respondent, like adolescent girls on whom that situation imposed like that. But when you want to get causes and impact, then you have to check who are the respondent. Either by natural sense, the sufferer are men. Second respondent, who are those? Those are nothing but the data which is presented before court or which is analyzed. That class is nothing but advocates. So advocates, they can help you, particularly who handle such type of cases, good information regarding impact and causes, because they know actual what happened. Then third part is who were involved in that process, that is police machinery. Then with the help of that police machinery, you can collect data. Okay. So many times what happens, you collect data from a single respondent, single category of respondent, and remaining part, that is other part of research, remain hidden because of a single type of respondent are taken in consideration by researchers. So to complete a well-balanced research, the related or concerned respective respondent should be taken in mind. It will be helpful to design questions or to design tool. Okay. So it is very important, that is who are the respondent. Respondent will help you to design a tool. I am not going the actual part of designing tool in this first session. Only background I am sharing here. You will get a new insight regarding question framing or tool designing. The reason is that in the process of conducting research, it is not given more weightage, or it has not been given more weightage to question framing or tool designing. More weightage is the analysis, data collection, or like that. But it is not important. The important thing is that your base must be well balanced, and that can be done with the help of your involvement in the process of tool design. Okay. So tool is actually catalyst. So catalyst is not taken in consideration, but catalyst should be a part, and that is done with the help of critical thinking. That can be done with the help of your intellectual operations, that is your intellectual involvement in the process of research, new insight which is there, which is either given you by your readings, your gaining of knowledge, or your employment, particularly in the process of research. So it is very essential to know about framing the tool which is core part of your research process. I have not now touched the main part, how it is, but I felt it is very important to know the background, know the background. That is how it is generated. Number of time what happens after completion of review, after completion of defining of the title, researcher used to meet guide and ask guide how many questions should be there, what should be length of that tool, or which kind of tool I should use, like that. But that tool designing is not a third stage. It is a simultaneous process of research. Remember this. Means review of literature means it is a part, not that you are showing yourself that how I am different from other researchers. No, it is part of also designing a tool. Like that, defining respondent or categorizing respondent, it is also part of that, because for every respondent, data collection is different, nature of data collection is different. So by considering the respondent, questions are generated in mind. Which questions are there? What would ask to such respondent? So it is about tool designing, background. Actual part I will share in the next session. I want to take overview or what we can feedback from your side. You can ask me one by one about this background, or what we can say framing part of the tool designing, because in actual sense I will share you my views in the next part, which is essential or which is actual part of tool designing. How to develop tool. So for 5-10 minutes, I want to take feedback from your side one by one. Then it will be easier to me to understand from your side also. You are also my source of knowledge to enrich me, or I can also add such experiences, particularly for framing tool. Because there are number of fellows, 98 fellows are there nowadays available on the screen. So their experiences are apart, or they are different from mine. They can also share. They are good academician, and you are actual research process part. So I hope from your side that is you will add your views. One by one, you can share your views. So I, in this beginning part, want to stop now. I want to take little bit interval of my session here. Okay. Thank you for your silent or patient listening. I know it is a virtual one. So in the beginning, I can't observe, or I could not observe faces, but now it is an opportunity to understand your views or you are gaining from this session. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Dear participant, you can unmute yourself, and you have the opportunity to talk with our resource person or discuss with our resource person.
Hello.
Mari sir.
Sir, my question.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes. You are
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Sir, my research topic related not available of theoretical material, but otherwise industrial level material. I am a refer, sir.
Yes, yes. I am getting your question. Tell me.
हा हा.
माळी सर मराठी बोलले तरी चालेल सर, इंग्लिश किंवा हिंदी मधून तुम्हाला रिप्लाय करतो.
हा हा. सर, जो माझा टॉपिक आहे ना,
हा.
त्याच्याशी रिलेटेड थेरॉटिकल जे मटेरियल आहे ते नाही आहे. तर मी इतर जे कामगार आहेत, म्हणजे माझा असंघटित कामगार आहेत, तर मी संघटित कामगारांचं जे मटेरियल आहे थेरॉटिकल ते यूज करू शकतो का?
Yes, sir. Yes. Listen first. In social sciences, the researches are conducted in social science, majority researches, which are applied one. Applied one means what? These are not pure research or new researches. Yes or not? So already number of parallel researches are available there. It is not era like that of earlier one. We are part of this 21st century. So availability of data is a tremendous one. That is unorganized labor. You can find a number of researches on this. Suppose they are not available in Marathi, you can take from Hindi or English data source. That is on Google Scholar, on Gangotri. You can find number of researches, or there are articles on this. Only type on Google, that is articles on unorganized labor. You will get number of articles. So, or you have to go through like that. Means what to find. Then in applied research, our researches nowadays, researches are applied research. Applied, these are not pure or new one. So parallel that sections are available, parallel articles are available. You go through it. Mali sir, you go through it, you will get number of sources. The thing is that suppose it is in Marathi and there is a limitation in Marathi, you collect data from English or Hindi source. Check that, you go through it, then you will get definitely.
ठीक आहे. ओके, थँक्यू सर.
Okay.
हॅलो हॅलो.
हा सर. पाटील सर.
हा, नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्ते, नमस्ते सर. पाटील सर नमस्ते.
नमस्ते सर. मी काय म्हणलं, ते
नमस्ते.
नथनीवाली कविता नाही सांगितली आज तुम्ही. नथनीवाली जी कविता होती तुमची फेवरेट, ते सांगितली ना मुलं.
हो, सांगितली मी इन द बिगिनिंग ओनली. व्हर्च्युअल डायस साठी मला ती आवडते.
ठीक आहे.
व्हर्च्युअल डायस ची आवडते मला ती, कारण आम्हाला डायरेक्टली मीट करता येत नाही ना. त्यामुळे झूम मिटिंगचं तर आम्हाला यस म्हणावं लागेल, थँक्यू म्हणावं लागेल.
चांगलं सेशन झालं.
यस. यस. फक्त मी आता बॅकग्राऊंड शेअर केलं. मला ऍक्च्युअल शेअर पार्ट सेकंड मध्ये करायचं आहे. हाऊ टू फ्रेम डिझाईन. त्याचं पार्श्वभूमी जे असते डिजिटल फ्रेमिंग, ते आय शेअर्ड इन द बिगिनिंग पार्ट. इट वॉज नीडेड टू फोकस ऑन हाऊ टू फ्रेम डिझाईन background. In second session, I will go ahead. You can also share your views regarding this framing of research. I am not asking that questions should be there, or I am not telling that questions must be from your side. I also welcome your views because your thinking is different from mine. आता हे आपलं वाघ सर हे दुसरे सेशन किती 10 मिनिटांना कंडक्ट करायचं
हो सर.
कितीला 11
11:30ला.
ओके 11:30 का 11:40
नाही 11:30ला शार्प. तसं तर ब्रेक नसते सर मध्ये, कंटिन्युअस घेतो आम्ही, पण तुम्हाला 1-2
ओके
मिनिटं.
ओके चालेल. आता काय करा तुम्ही पहिल्यापासून हे लावा माझ्या काय पीपीटी.
ओके ओके. बिगिनिंग.
हा इट वॉज देअर. ओके नाव ऍक्च्युअल शेअरिंग विल बी देअर. मी नेक्स्ट म्हणेन मग तुम्ही यू गो नेक्स्ट.
ओके ओके सर. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लेम. सो शॅल वी हॅव ब्रेक ऑफ 2 minutes?
ओके.
Thank you.
पॉवरच्या ऍक्शन टेस्ट
पहिले ते ओठापाशी आला. मला वाटलं त्याचा PCR जर
बडे सर काही प्रॉब्लेम आहे का?
बोला गुरु. हॅलो.
मी काय म्हणतो, गुरुवारी जॉईन व्हायचं नाही अशी परिस्थिती आहे का?
आहे ना गुरुवारी आहे म्हणूनच आज जॉईन झालो. गुरु कुठे आहेत गुरु?
ठीक आहे.
हॅलो सर.
बिफोर यू
हा
बडे सर फुल रिकामे आहेत, त्यांना सांगा स्ट्रिक्टली जॉईन व्हायचं पूर्ण सेशन.
हा तेच म्हणतो.
बर अवतार सर.
सर इट्स कंपल्सरी टू जॉईन एव्हरी डे.
तोपर्यंत वेळ आहे का?
वाघमारे सर आपलं वाघ सर मी जॉईन आहे कंपल्सरी. आज माझे गुरु आहेत.
यस बॉस
ओके. शॅल वी स्टार्ट?
हा
यस
गुरु. हा
I will after 1 o'clock I will be available.
ओके.
Work sir, now share screen. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
With your permission, we will start to our second session.
Yes. Yes. See the symbol which is used. Tool designing in social research. The symbols that is researcher in confused state and behind there is a question mark. That symbol represents questions before you about tool designing. And now, actual sense I want to go through the actual part of my topic which has been given me. Yes. Nowadays, you have seen the nature of research is going on changing. We have reached now at the stage of transdisciplinary research now. It is the era of transdisciplinary research.
Sir,
Earlier,
Shapurkar, sir, please.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
sometime or meanwhile get interrupt due to your internet connection. So if you keep your mobile,
You are getting no?
yes,
You are getting no?
no, yes, I'm getting. We are getting it, but sometimes
Okay. It is happening. Okay. Now I am
You are audible
taking.
and clearly visible also, no doubt.
Okay, now what I was telling that it is an era of transdisciplinary research. Earlier, we were speaking about multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary researches. Nowadays, it is the era of transdisciplinary research. So, nature of collection of data and nature of questions is also changing on. The reason is that the mode of research is now changed. That is nothing but transdisciplinary research. In social sciences, there are researches which are now taking a mode of transdisciplinary ideas also. So, in coming days, your research tool will be based on such a type of transdisciplinary ideas also. You know what is meant by transdisciplinary? Actually, nowadays, any stream of knowledge is not a different or isolated one. Now you have to consider that social sciences must be part of natural sciences and natural sciences must be part of social sciences. IITians or any business or administrative institute have also recognized the importance of social sciences. So they are also now collaborating our stream of knowledge with them and they are conducting such type of research. So nature of questions will be also different in coming days or in a short span of time. You will also go through transdisciplinary research and weightage has been given, that is more weightage has been given to such type of the research also and tool designing also. So that is, it is not a surprise to us also. In a few days, you will also face such a type of new arrival of research, that is a transdisciplinary research, because it is a need or demand of the time. Now, leave that part, we will go through our topic, that is nothing but tool designing. Quantitative, qualitative, interdisciplinary approach, and nowadays the transdisciplinary approach, which are essential to think nowadays, because when you will come to know that nature of your research, then it will be easier to go ahead to frame a design. Whether you check whether your your research is a quantitative one. And if it is a quantitative one, then particularly data which is received, which will be in a number, which will be in quantity format. And qualitative research, you are conducting a case study or any ethnographical research, then your research is a qualitative one, then such a type of questions are needed. And interdisciplinary means our branch like social work, it is a collaboration of number of social sciences stream. I have seen that it is expected that our research should be in social work format. But many times we also conduct social researches. Our research must be social work research. That is, it is one
Sir, any problem? Sir, are you listening me? Is there any problem? You are not audible, sir. Sir, I think there is a technical error. Sir has left from this virtual platform. Sir, please unmute yourself. Sir, with any device you can unmute. Both the devices I have made as a co-host. From your mobile and your laptop also you can unmute. Sir, I think your mobile is unmute now.
Oh, Gavi sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. You are audible now.
I am audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, yes. Host has muted असा मेसेज आला होता मला.
No, sir.
हा आता इथं मेसेज आला. बर ठीक आहे. Leave that. What I was discussing that nature of research. Which kind of research is there? On that basis, question framing is there. So either it is a quantitative one, qualitative one, interdisciplinary, and suppose in future it will be transdisciplinary by nature. Next. Okay. Now, tool design is a crucial stage in the process of research. That is, it is a fundamental part of any research. Social science researchers do not rely upon only a particular research tool. That is, a specific tool is not there. Many times, a combination of tools is taken in consideration. That is, interviews, observation, recording, publication, documents, newspaper, all those are considered as a tools. So we do not rely upon only a particular research tool. We take assistance of other tools also. So research is good if the questions which are raised or tool design which is a good one. So nature of research we can decide on tool designing only. So no research can achieve success without well-designed questions as a tool of data collection. Yes. So it is very important to think about research, which kind of questions are raised in or what type of data we are going to collect. Okay, next. So while framing tool designing, now what happens? We do not consider a theoretical base, which I have explained earlier. In research, developing research tool. Now, we have to go through this presentation. You will come to know when we go through next research process, then in your mind, what should be there? You have to go through your research design. That is, research design consists what? research design consists your title, second, your objectives, and third, hypothesis if it is applied one. If it is applied one. So while designing a research tool, you have to go through selection of the topic, which type of, that is qualitative or quantitative, the philosophical paradigm which is there, then strategies of inquiry or interpretation you are going to use in future. For that purpose, you have to go through your design. In the design, you develop your tool. You develop your tool. In the beginning, you go through your objective. Read your objective. Number of time, 5 to 8 objectives are there. And these are the real source of tool designing. Your objectives are, because objectives are statement to find answer. You consider objectives. These objectives are the statements which are designed specifically to find the answer of your research. So the statement which have been included in your research are actually your source of framing question. So 5 to 8, I have seen generally objective which are there in research design. These are 5 to 8. Okay. Then answer to each objective, to understand, to study, to know, to classify, like that. You want to explore, you want to conduct, to understand, to know, to study. These parts of objective assist or help you to design tool. Remember. So every statement you consider for framing a tool or designing a question or preparing a question to study a nature of domestic violence. Suppose it is one of the objectives. Okay, you are conducting research related to domestic violence, and your objective is to study nature of the violence. Okay, then this, to study nature itself creates certain questions in mind about type of violence. Okay. So in your mind, automatically, simultaneously, questions are generated about nature. Which kind of violence is there? Either it is physical, psychological, emotional, okay, or all type like that. That is, each such type of categorization can be helpful to you to go ahead. Okay. So it is a one source that you ask questions to your statement which is there in objectives. Okay. So I have given this one example, that is, from nature of violence, you will come to know these are nations, these are types, these are kinds: psychological, social, physical, emotional, like that. Then you can go through, that is, physical means what? Which kind of physical violences? Okay. In that, you can categorize like that. Psychological, which kind of, that is keeping mute or blaming or use of derogative language words. So sub questions for each categorization. Suppose there are 5 to 10 types, then you can get idea. Yes, for such type of answer, we require such type of questions. So for every statement in the objective, you can give number of questions for tool, that is framing tool or generating questions. Suppose there are such 8 objectives, and suppose you get questions for particularly for different question, different sub questions, 5 to 8, 10 like that. Then in optimum type of questions can be raised in mind, and it can give shape to your tool design. Second source is what? That is, it is for framing direct collection sources, that is the questions. But questions, when you consider that it is not enough for that, suppose you want to study nature and that quantitative aspect of violence, then tool frame can take a new mode of data collection. That is nothing but what? Relevant data, where you will get from court, from police machinery, from articles, from that, what we can say, publications in news like that. Then suppose such type of assistance you require, then intellectually you think on which day such type of data might have been published. Then there is a 8th March, particularly for celebration of Women Day, like that. So magazines which are there in the month of March or month of April related with women, or the publications given or published by Women Development Commission, like that, National Commission for Women, NCW, means you can frame such type of, you can design such type of framing your mind. That is, one is questionnaire. Second source is what? Second source is like that. You have to categorize yourself, your knowledge like that. In the month of March, there is a Day of Women. Related publications are there. Second source is there is a Commission for Women, that is National Commission for Women. Its publication, or like that, there are commission at state level, or there is a Department of Women Development. These are the sources. So you have to bifurcate your channel of data receiving or data collection. And it is nothing but tools framing, particularly for getting knowledge. And your intellectual involvement. So first source is what? The first source is nothing but objective. Second source is hypothesis. Hypothesis means these are the tentative generalization regarding your research, and it is, or these are statements are generated with the help of earlier experiences and knowledge gained by the researcher. Okay, so such type of 3 to 5 statement which are there in research, these are also helpful to design what? Your tool. Yes. So you have to prove these experiences, and for that purpose you have to conduct. So questioning or related data collection can be designed with the help of hypothesis. So the main source along with problem formulation are your objective, and second is the hypothesis. So with the help of hypothesis, you can raise you can raise your questions. Okay. And with the help of that, you develop a type of tool. Now, which are types? Primary and secondary. Primary and secondary. In the primary, you know which are the primary questionnaire, which are responded by respondent, schedule, with the help of answer, moral answer given by respondent, researcher or data collector collects data, then interview, group discussion, observation, all those are the primary sources of data. You define or you decide which type of tool necessary for data collection. Many times it is seen that these are not enough for satisfying the questions raised in the research process. The third part which is there, which are called research questions, which are raised in the process of research methodology or the part in research design, that is the research questions. These are the very important questions, WH type questions or linear questions which are helpful to you to develop your design. So these are the three main sources which are there particularly for designing tool. One is research questions, second is M's objectives, and third one is hypothesis. These are the important one. Okay. And secondary part is that you get ready material from publications, from newspaper. So to give satisfactory answer to raised questions, you take support of publications, newspaper, magazines like that also. So not only primary sources, but rely on secondary sources like that. For example, participation of people in local self-government. Then from your point of view, from your primary sources, the samples answers will be received by you. But paper source, news source will give you in whole sense. In whole sense. That is the participation of the people changes from place to place. But in summary type, in generalized format, that participation will be summarized or given by paper. So paper is also one of the source of data. So tool designing means secondary source. It should be there. From document, from publications, you will also get that. So you have to define, you have to decide which are the ways to make enriched data. For that purpose, take not only assistance of primary, but the secondary source. Okay, so it is one kind. And you know, suppose you have to take assistance of latest technology or computer technology like SPSS or other, then quantitative requirements is also there. That time your quantitative aspects are important, then go through close-ended question. So decide which kind of questions should be added in your questionnaire or schedule or tool designing. That is open-ended or close-ended. Because open-ended questions can give more significance of the topic, but intellectual or knowledge proper base you must have to categorize. Instead of that, suppose you have to use variables in your research, then go through close-ended questions. Close-ended questions. Because there is no need of categorization in close-ended questions. Then also decide which kind of questions needed to be added in your questions. Means that is opinion, attitude types by using Likkert's method, or other alternatives you have to decide. Number of time in social sciences, Likert method is also used if questions are there. If such questions are there. That is, suppose the topic is there about domestic violence and questions are raised. Do you agree with the legislation for domestic violence supportive to women, or like that? Then to know attitude, you have to use Likert method like that: strongly agree, indifferent, disagree, strongly disagree, like that. It is your freedom to choose the method of answering or responses. It is also your innovative thinking necessary for the research, and the nature of research decided that which kind of questions should be added. But psychological and attitude questions mainly rely on Likert. Instead of that, alternatives are there given, particularly for close-ended question. Okay. And suppose you are expert or intellectual, then open-ended question can be taken in consideration. Okay. Now, question framing process I want to discuss. Okay. Keep in mind which information to be sought. Then, if it is clear from your side, go through type of questions to be used: open-ended, close-ended, or semi-open, like that. Then start to write a draft. Start to write a draft, because the draft is essential to finalize that tool. Then re-examine and revise questions with the help of expert or with the help of your guide, because with the experience they can also assist to revise and re-examine. Number of times such tools design may not be operationable in practice. That time your guide or expert or academician can assist you.
Sir, join icon. Sir, you are not audible. Is there any problem? Sir, just a minute. If you are listening me. Sir, unmute yourself.
Like a problem.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. What I was sharing that when we decide questions and when we frame questions, that time whether these are applicable, operationable, means useful for operations or utilization, it can be tested with the help of pilot study. Okay, and with the help of pilot study, you come to know definitely that is which are useful and which are non-useful, or in practice which are practicable or which are not in use. Then with the help of certain changes, you can edit the questions and make them useful for further purpose. So these are the way, or these are the steps to frame tool. So formulation of the questionnaire or tool ends when you make pilot study. Okay, then what should be the content in that tool? You decide on these 9 steps. Next 9 steps, which are those 9 steps? Decide the information required. What is required, you decide. Okay, then define the target respondent. Who are the target respondent? Then choose the method of reaching your target respondent. Choose method means make yourself comfortable in use of interview, observation, questionnaire, schedule, or secondary source. That is, you define which is. Then fourth one is decide on questions content. Which type of questions should be framed like that? Okay, open-ended, closed-ended, like. Then develop the question wording. Put questions into meaningful order and format. That you keep that sequence useful. That check the length of the questionnaire with the help of your expert, guide, and respondent. Consider also respondent. That is, if length is too long and our questionnaire is too long, then respondent can hesitate to support you or can give information like that. Then again, like that, with the help of pilot study, develop the final stage. Okay. Again, these are 3 steps I want to mention in designing. Okay. One is, with the help of your experiences, you can add question. Okay. That is, experience is always the teacher. It is said that. So your experiences, your knowledge can assist you to define a tool. Second one was, specially decide yourself what you want to find out. Yes, means you decide yourself. No, that is, it is my topic, then I want to find this much. It is clear always to you, and on that basis you can frame. And third one is, but we are clever animal, so we can imagine the ideal solution to identify the problem also. So these ways can lead you to go ahead. So these are the 3 ways, and with the help of knowledge and with the help of stakeholder identification, you can finalize your tool. That is, whether interview is a proper, questionnaire is a proper, or schedule is proper. That is, illiterate population is there or busy population is there, you can use schedule. Suppose you are feeling that it is comfortable to get information with the questions, then with the help of questionnaire. And suppose you want to take empirical data, then with the help of observation, with the help of interview also, you can collect data. So it is your duty to define the way to select, particularly questionnaire, particularly schedule, particularly observation or interview. It is depending on the information required. What kind of information you want? Okay, then while taking in consideration, you must remain away from biases. You must away from blind spot, because they can pollute your tool. So neutrally, you have to develop caution. You have to keep yourself, because in social work, empathy is a main aspect of intervention. Keep yourself at that place and prepare caution. Otherwise, it will spoil, it will pollute your question. So for that purpose, what is needed? The needed thing is that you must remain pre-bias, remain away from bias. Okay. Now, second thing is, you decide a tool. Suppose you decide tool, you have to decide the sequence also. You should not overlap questions. You should not change the sequence. You obey the rule of sequence. That is, suppose you are dealing with social aspect, do not mix with economical aspect or family aspect or individual aspect. So remain in sequence, and that respondent must feel that what he or she should feel, that is, it is a flowing one. Questionnaire is a flowing one, or keeping that sequence, keeping in that process of getting information. It must be obeyed. Okay. It should not include threatening question, double barred question, or you must clear with the help of certain orientation. Threatening question, leading question should not be there. Otherwise, suppose you are doing half of the part of answering, then it is not getting a proper information. You are threatening one, you are leading one, means you are forcing one to answer. Such a leading question, what happens? You force, and in that force there is a response. Means responses are there due to the force created by you. So leading question should be avoided. Which kind of leading question? I am giving one example. Means, do you like your job? It is about directly leading question about the job satisfaction. Then there are only two kinds of answer, yes and no. So direct response is there, and there is no overall thinking about that nature of job by the respondent. So leading question should be avoided. Threatening question should be avoided. double bar questions should be avoided. If double bar questions are there, or suppose the clarification is not there, then you have to clarify. Respondent must get clarification of the question. What is marital status, which is their question in English, and which is asked to any young fellow. Then he is not too much familiar with English language, but little bit knowledge of English is there. Marital status. Status means what? Okay, good, bad, like that. And if you ask marital status, question is there. Actually, its response should be like that: widowed, married, unmarried, like that. But that learner is a new one in getting English correctly. That time he or she can respond like that. Marriage status, good. So you will not get a proper answer. So next thing is that you must take in consideration which kind of respondent is there and which kind of questions should be there or included in that questionnaire or in that tool. Yes or not? So double bar questions should be avoided. Then threatening and leading question must be avoided. Third one, number of time, if data is not, suppose that respondent is not ready to give correct information, then to get that information.
हराले को बता दो 2-4 हार आहेत का 4 पाहिजे आपल्याला 4 हार पाहिजे
कोणीतरी यायला
वो जाधव सर तुमचं सेकंड इयरला तुमचं आहे वाटतं
Listen, suppose you want to collect data which is ethically sound one, and respondent is hiding or he is not ready to give data properly, then you have to design tool in such a way that passively or without giving the sense of that significance of the questions, you have to collect data. Suppose you want to take that fast food habits, you have to check among youth, or ready food habits or that junk food habit you have to check. Then you do not directly ask questions like, do you eat junk food? Do you take fast food? Then for his pride view or for his comfort zone, he or she avoids to respond correctly. Remember this. अभी बच्चे लोग देखा है तुमने कि they are not ready to respond correct or properly. The reason is that they want to hide or they do not want to stigmatize themselves. So they will not respond that I eat junk food, I eat that ready-made food or canned food like that, or packed food like that. That time you have to use projection technique. So in framing questions, you consider projection technique. Suppose you want to check personality of any person, then do not judge on the basis of responses, but indirectly judge by asking which is your favorite personality. Such a type of favorism, such a type of interest can determine the interest of the individual. So you use projective techniques, projection technique for identifying a proper answer. So tool designing must include projective technique or cross-check technique in the tool designing. Suppose you want proper data of income, then in India, the mindset is there to show everyone as a poor one. And suppose you want proper data about the income of individual, then you can collect that data by cross-checking like occupation, business, and land or property which he or she has. So such a type of questions should be there in a sequence. Should be there in sequence. That is projective technique. For example, suppose you want to collect data about food habits of the individuals nowadays. Then give a virtual plate of food to respondent, like a PRA technique. In PRA technique, suppose you want to take historical background of farming or cultivation, then history of 50 years to present it is taken. It is one kind of changing nature, or it is one historical data of changing nature of agriculture pattern or cultivation. PRA is one of the good tool to collect data. Okay, participator like that. You provide to check food habit, a virtual diet, what we can say, plate of food, particularly for what purpose? Particularly for getting proper data. Then ask what your grandpa, grandmother were eating. Ask what was the food of your parents in childhood age, and what is likes or dislikes of foods in your age. Then you will come to know the food habits indirectly of those children, because in the flow of giving that information about grandpa and father, parents, they give proper information about their food habit on that virtual plate. Okay, provide one plate for grandpa, another plate for parents, and third plate for individual or that person, that children, like that. It is one kind of projection technique to collect proper data. To collect proper data. And with the help of projection technique, you can use, it is nothing but cross-checking technique to collect data from the respondent. Yes or not? So it is one of the area you can take proper information with the help of this technique. Okay. Then your questionnaire which is designed, your tool which is designed, it should be simple, straightforward, due to which that respondent can give answer. Such type of straightforward questions should be there. Then you have to give meaningful order and format to the respondent. How it is? You have to include factual questions in the beginning and attitudinal questions afterward. Factual means data related or about facts in the beginning, and attitudinal afterwards. Okay? Means satisfied in your game, like that. These are the attitudinal or responsive type of questions. It should be second part. And first part, education, address, name, family background, like that. So it is the answer, correct answer of the tool designing or question framing. That first question should be screening and rapport questions, due to which initial questions should be rapport development question. Means they can link with you easily. And second type of questions, specific questions. It is also part like that factual and attitudinal questions. You have to also generate questions which are rapport developing questions. And second one is a specific type of question. Means you have to catch that person in your trap to answer. Such type of question flow you have to mention. Opening questions, flow questions, question variety, and closing questions. Such type of category you have to maintain. You have to mention. That is, you have to mention flow. You have to mention flow in that. Okay. Then you consider the interest of the respondent also. On that basis, you prepare. Otherwise, he or she will refuse to cooperate. On that which basis? On the basis of interest of the respondent you develop. Opening questions are always easier, which can be answered easily by the respondent. So you keep like that questions in the beginning, and which are longer one or which can embrace one, you place them in the middle, and at the end, simple or summative questions you keep like that. Well-maintained length should be there. Actually, it is very difficult to explain designing because research nature of getting information varies. So it is very difficult actually. That is, go through same frame. I, in this session, want to explain that. I want to represent that. It is very difficult to utilize a single path of framing tool. But one sound path I am telling you. Number of times there are, when in economics, I have seen researches which are purely based on secondary source. That time secondary source is the only source of getting answer to the questions. This path is not, and responses are not taken in consideration. In languages, we have seen that. Number of times secondary source is the source of data collection and data analysis. So what I have told, it is not hard and fast strategy or hard and fast rules, but a system which is sound or which is convenient to frame your tool, your questions. So well-designed questionnaire should meet the research objective. It should obtain the most complete and accurate information which is possible. Means questionnaire should be like that. It should satisfy yourself. It should satisfy the process of research. Yes or no? So it is very important. And ask such questions. Remember this, which can be put forth for further sound analysis and interpretation. If questions are not like that, they are not useful for analysis and interpretation, then there is no use of tool. So, in mind, firstly, remember questions should be arranged in such a way that they will be in future useful for analysis and interpretation. Suppose they are not useful for that. Suppose you are asking open-ended questions and you are not expert in categorizing or analyzing those open-ended questions, then there will be no use of that data framing, data tool framing. Okay. Then second, suppose you want to collect data via interview, then it should be, that is, interview period should be short and asking of questions should be in brief and point wise. Means you should not go beyond the periphery of the research. Otherwise, that data collection may lead certain errors or mistakes in bringing certain findings. Okay. So you must remain that. Suppose you accept the way of interview, then interview should be brief and point wise. Otherwise, it will be not for proper utilization. Second, you have to keep fixed alternative for questions. Choice of one or two alternatives. Suppose yes, no type questions are there. Suppose there are choices more than ABC type, multiple choice of questions you should give. And suppose you want to change. Suppose you want to check the opinion, then use the word like always, often, never, occasionally, like that. It is a frequency occurrence word you have to use. Or use Likert scale, attitudinal case, that is agree, disagree, indifferent, strongly agreed, strongly disagree, on the basis of needed questions. You decide like that. Okay. Then if it happens, then it will provide you a proper data. If you are expert, then take open-ended, otherwise select a way of closed-ended, or combination of both is also there. Then you can use variables like nominal scales, ordinal scales, Likert type questions in closed-ended. Okay. So it is about tool designing. It is about tool which are used for getting data. That is, you can collect with the help of observation. You can collect use of interviews like that. And in that part now, I want to add little bit about remaining part. That is, suppose you are accepting ways of interview, then you decide which way is convenient to you. Many times non-structured interview is also used because it is needed to develop a rapport. Means directly you cannot ask questions in group. So to enter in that sense or nature of problem, there is a need of unstructured. But if well-defined group is there, then you can go through structured interview. Not non-structured interview you can use if not well-defined group is not there. If not defined well group is not there. And if well-defined group is there, you can go through structured one. So with the help of structured one, you can go. You can go. Nowadays, information is also collected with the help of telephonic waves or a group interview. With group interview, same kind of group is there, you can. So for data collection, you can use interviews. It is essential to make well-equipped data collection. So structured, unstructured, group and telephonic, these are the ways of interview. Observation is also there. It is a empirical, used specifically for empirical studies. Empirical means experience. Suppose you want to collect factual data, then observation is useful. That is structured and unstructured. Structured observation where we can participate in the process. We can participate in the participative and non-participative observation. Such a type of method you can use, which is essential also. Participant observation, we involve in sharing of light by involving. Suppose you want to get information from what marital problem. Suppose you are doing marital problem or you are doing research on marital problem, then suppose you have considered one way of data collection. Then self-disclosure is one part which is there in counseling method. You know, it is familiar to you also. Paraphrasing, confrontation, these are the parts of counseling methods or communication. What is meant by confrontation, what is meant by paraphrasing, and what is meant by self-disclosure, you know. So while collecting data, these three ways are very useful in participant type of observation. I have said one example. Suppose about marital complexes or crisis, suppose you want to collect, then you must become a such part to which you can share the life to that person such a way that he or she can tell the real fact. The real fact. It is called participant like that. Participant observation is the attempt to put both the observer and the observed on the same side of making the observer a member of the group like that. So it is one kind of framing a tool, keeping which kind of tool for respondent, that is participant or non-participant. Unstructured and structured. Structured means what? Clear and specific definition of the unit you want to observe. It is structured. Unstructured means in practice, everything is not possible to begin with clear ideas. So to move on a specific situation, such type of observation is there, particularly to explore studies. Okay. So unstructured observation means via use of other ways you collect data to ask or to see the situation. It is called unstructured one. Okay. Then suppose you want to ask questions which are open-ended one. Remember the thing is that open-ended questions differ from person to person. That time, spontaneously, you clear the language which is required to you, or the persons who are investigator. Otherwise, questions may arise while analyzing data. For that purpose, you have to clarify the questions to investigator also, because nowadays investigator perform a role of data collection and they assist researcher. So that type you have to clear that open-ended. Otherwise, there may be variations in response and no clear idea for data analysis. For that time, you give orientation to the investigator or the persons involved in the process of data collection. So it is essential. Then you remember which type of question you have to take in consideration. You have to take only the flow questions. You avoid threatening questions like that. And lastly, for qualitative research, suppose there is a part of qualitative research, case study you want to take, then comprehensive questions you have to, or you have to take that comprehensive study in that concern. You have to add. What you have to add? You have to add such questions which are qualitative one, and these are limited one, means cases are for limited person. So you can study with the help of case studies. And social survey, which is generally used part, that time you use tool, you frame questions such a way that they can be useful to a wider population, particularly determining socio-economic variable. Surveys particularly to know socio-economic relations of variables. So interrelation must be checked. So you must know the knowledge of variables. So you have to take in consideration the questions which can lead or which are based on socio-economic
Sir, is there any problem? You are not audible, sir.
in action research. I am telling lastly about action research. Action research means what? Before testing and after experiment. Before experiment and after experiment, we have to find certain changes and we have to put forth facts, reality and changes you have to put forth. That time action research is conducted in school setup or in education, or in future we will also use in social work. That time action research is very useful. Action research, you know, it is one of the area of research where researcher use action or use experiment to bring change by external or his or her own involvement. That time you have to definitely consider pre and post facts. So questions should be there, design. You have to take in account observation, you have to take in account interviews, you have to take in account questionnaires also, photographs also, like that. Okay. Videos also useful to check. For example, dyslexia, suppose you want to check the problem among fifth or sixth standard students, then with the help of videos you can explore the reality. Okay, so one of the new area is of making or designing tool is videos of expression or videos of changing scenario. You can put forth as a method of source, or you have to frame that accordingly. So in pre and post, you have to design such a question related to pre-testing and post-testing, that is after taking action or after doing experiment, which bring changes in student. Then next and last part, that is the secondary source. Secondary source, I am sharing my views regarding this. My research was there on democratic decentralization process evaluation. Then, though I conducted research with the help of primary resources, and I also utilize secondary source like news in newspaper about facts of decentralization process. So with the help of local and national level papers, I collected data particularly relevant with my topic. So with the help of relevancy, you can also take news from newspaper articles or published in magazine or published by government machinery. Like that, with the help of that, you can also put forth the reality, or you can also find certain inferences, or you can get certain outcomes of that. So lastly, in tool designing, you have to remember, suppose you want to make your research more competent, then support that research with news or information published in publication documents as articles or newspaper as a part of news. So in Lokrajya, suppose it is there, in Yojana, suppose it is there, or in a local newspaper like Maharashtra Times, Daily Sakal, Daily Pudar, like that. With the help of such news also, you can analyze the facts which are relevant to your research. So lastly, it is important to take in consideration that secondary source. So secondary source is also part of your question designing or tool designing. That is, secondary part support you to put forth the reality, and it will be supportive. But validity and reliability you have to take in account. That is, you should not use Google media if that media is not proper, or there is a problem of validity, reliability of the questions or data. So for that purpose, you take support of daily newspaper or the authentic source of knowledge like Yojana, Lokrajya, or related UGC means UGC recognized magazines. You take support from that, and with the help of that analysis, you can complete your research. So secondary source is also useful for tool framing, because tool means it is a catalyst to complete your research. So I hope that while keeping in mind the process of data collection, you have to go through this given path, but there is no hard and fast rule to design a tool. Remember this. Means, though I have given my presentation in this 3-hour journey, I want to tell you that it is not hard and fast way of framing or designing tool. Only I generated in your mind certain ways of thinking to develop tool, or to frame a tool, or to frame questions in your mind. But suppose you are doing secondary source research, then it is entirely different from primary source. Particularly in economics, I have seen number of researchers which take support of secondary source, and that time only the article published, document published by government, it is a tool for data collection. So your thinking and your expert and guide support to you can lead the process of tool designing or tool framing. So it is your choice. Lastly, what I have told, it is only explanation or it is a presentation, but choice is yours. Which kind of tool you have to take in consideration? Because suppose your own research is action research, then action research only tells the pre and post fact. So you have to take photographs, you have to take interviews, you have to take videos and show after conducting research. Okay. So with these words, I want to stop now. You have given opportunity to connect. That is all of you. That is all are mine. And myself is a stakeholder of yours, because you have given opportunity to present myself before you and to explore on such hidden part of research. It is very difficult to summarize or difficult to explain in such a long session, particularly on framing of tool. But I have tried to explain, I have tried to focus on tool designing via various ways of exposure. So thankful to all and organizer and authority which has permitted me to represent myself before you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. For this insightful session, I really thank. And I would like to mention here that sir are the real hero behind the curtain for this program, because I would like to mention here one thing. Me, myself, and the director of this program are the student of Dr. Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Sambhajinagar, and sir taught us for the PG program, that is MSW. So I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to listen you again on this virtual platform. As a protocol, I invite Dr. Bankar sir to propose vote of thanks for the session. Thank you. Over to you, Bankar sir.
Thank you, sir. I am very happy and proud feel to propose vote of thanks of my idol, my inspiration, Dr. P.M. Shapurkar, sir. First of all, I heartfelt thank to sir for joining our workshop in a single phone call. Sir, you delivered today's lecture and I remember my college days. Same like that days, you'd explain hard topic in a simple and well manner. Thank you for that. Your insightful discussion has illuminated various aspects of research and tool design with various simple examples. You covered question wording, question framing, question flow, and you also explained open-ended and closed-ended questions. I also like to share with all participants that sir teaching free lecture. He is giving free lectures for competitive exam aspirants, and under his guidance, more than 25 students qualify SET and NET exam. More than 15 students held and secure class 1 and class 2 position. Number of students getting self-employed and job in a various sector. Sir also held the position as a social welfare officer in Sindhudurga district during the year 2010-2012. Also, here I am proposing special thanks to entire team of my college, all respected participants who creating an environment endure to learning and collaboration. Once again, I thank you, sir, for making this session memorable and impactful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
I really apologize for thing that here was a session between question answer session. So I request participant, if you have any question, so please you ask. You can unmute yourself.
Share. You can also share. Not ask, but you can share. They are now researcher.
Yes. I think nobody has any question. Sir, we look forward to learning more from you and your work, and hope stay connected for the future collaboration. With this and with your permission, I conclude the session here. Thank you very much.